Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to week number 8 of and lecture number 15 and 16 of Introduction to Management. Students, in this week we will try to discuss tools and techniques which are used for planning. So students, in previous weeks we studied what are goals and goal setting. We studied plans. We also studied types of goals and types of plans. We studied traditional goal setting and management by objective. We also studied the steps of planning process, and we also studied strategic planning. So these were all the subjects we have, the topics we have already covered in previous weeks. Now we will try to understand the tools and equipments which are used to which are used to make decisions related to the planning. So in this regard, first of all we will discuss the techniques for assessing the environment. First of all, we will try to assess the environment. And students, when we assess the environment, we have to see the environment scanning. So before going to the scanning of the environment, let us discuss what is environment. Basically, student, there is an organization which has internal environment and some factors which are called external environment. When we talk about external environment, then specifically we talk about competitors, customer, society or public, economic situation of the country, and political situation of the country or the company, and some other factors like this. So these are the factors which are called external factors. So we have to analyze the environment, we have to see the environment, and in order to see the environment, first of all we will go to environment scanning. When we have to scan the environment, we will do two different activities. Activity number one is to assess and to evaluate the intelligence of the competitors. Students, this is very important to understand the intelligence of the competitor. We have to understand the strengths of the competitor, and we have to try to give a superior product or service in the market for the customers, or our practices should be superior, which should be better than the services and the activities of the competitor. So in this regard, students, we have to understand that we can conduct two different analysis. Number one is SWOT analysis. Number two is PEST, but PEST is not that much relevant. SWOT means will evaluate the strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So we will see our strength, we will see the strength of the competitors, we will see analyze our weakness and the weakness of the competitor. We will see different opportunities or more opportunities in the market for ourselves, and we will also have a look on the opportunities which are availed by or which are grabbed by the competitors, and we will also see what are the threats for us and what activities may threaten our competitors. Next topic is global scanning. Students, nowadays the world has become a global village, so we cannot expand our business by focusing only on local things. We have to go global, we have to go international, and in order to become an international or a very good organization, we have to understand the global requirements as far as the technology is concerned, as far as the business and corporate practices are concerned. So these are the things which we have to go through when we try to scan the environment. After scanning the environment, students, we will go to conduct another activity which is called forecasting. Forecasting is called peshingoi. Peshingoi means something to predict, and another word which is used is to anticipate. We use these three words: number one, forecasting; number two, prediction; and number three, anticipation. So after scanning the environment, we have to forecast for the future. So we have to understand, we have to make plannings, and in order to make some plans or in order to set the goals, we have to forecast. Students, in order to forecast, we have two different techniques. Technique number one is quantitative technique. Technique number two is qualitative technique. In quantitative technique, we use statistical and mathematical models to predict and to forecast. In qualitative, we do not use statistical and mathematical models and tables and formulas, but we take or we make decisions or we forecast things on the basis of knowledge and experiences. So let's discuss these both one by one. First of all, we will discuss quantitative forecasting. In quantitative forecasting, we have 5 different criteria: number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. First of all, we will understand the time series analysis. This is also called trend analysis. We see the trend of the business for the past 4 years, for example. Then we predict 5th year on the basis of the data we have for the last 4 years. Number 2, regression model. In this, we predict or we forecast. As I have told you that forecasting is also called prediction. So we have seen the word predict used here. So we predict one variable on the basis of another variable. Another variable means that we can say that in future our sales for a product may increase if we spend more money on advertisement. If we spend more money on advertisement, then the sale of our product may increase. So this is called a regression model, where we predict one variable on the basis of a change or a deviation or fluctuation in the other variable. Number 3, econometric model. Here we use different regression equations to simulate segment of a economy. For example, if we want to increase imports of certain products, we can reduce tax on that specific product. If we reduce tax, then the imports will be increased. On the other hand, at the same time, if we want to decrease the product or decrease the import of specific products, then we increase the rate of tax, and this will reduce and this will decrease the imports of the specific products. So these are called econometrics model, where we use these equations to stimulate different segments of economy. Number 3, economic indicator. Economic indicator also tells us about indicators also tell us about the condition of the country or condition of the society where we are working. For example, GNP will tell the economic condition of the society, and that will help us to make forecasting about our future investments. Substitution effect. Sometimes we can see that different substitutes and alternatives are available of the different products, and these alternatives and availability of these alternatives will allow us to predict future. Students, next category is the qualitative category or qualitative forecasting. In qualitative forecasting, we have 3 different criteria: number 1, number 2, and number 3. First of all, jury of opinion. Jury of opinion means a panel of experts. So these are the experts who come together or who give us different information or who forecast and predict for us on the basis of the knowledge and experience they already have. Number 2, sales force composition. This is basically the composition of sales force. Sales force means those who are our salesmen or who are salesperson who deal with different prospect clients to sell the product of the company. This is the way we can predict our sale for the next or coming industrial tenure. Customer evaluation. So students, customer will also help us to forecast our future sales. For example, if our customers are satisfied after using our services or after using our product, so satisfied customer will definitely come again to purchase our product, and dissatisfied customer will not come, and dissatisfied customer will not recommend anybody else or any other person to purchase our product. So the opinion of the customer is very much important. If we see that our customers are satisfied, then we can predict that in future our products will be sold more or our revenue will be increased. At the same time, if we see that our customers are not satisfied, then we cannot predict more revenue in future. Students, our next topic is benchmarking. Benchmark means the standard of quality Or on the other hand, we can see, or we can say that the best business or the best industrial practice. If there is an organization where which is doing the best practice in the market or in the industry, we can see that it is the benchmark. Benchmark means the minimum level of quality or the maximum level of quality which has to be maintained at any cost. For example, if we want to purchase a hands-free Bluetooth hands-free, so we can see that the benchmark or the best practice in the industry of accessories of mobile, we can see that Apple has the best quality, where company A, B, C also provide us a Bluetooth hands-free, but the quality of ABC company would not be as per the level or as per the standard or the quality of Apple. So if I want to become the best practitioner in the industry, I have to follow the best practice, and best practice is basically the benchmark. So in order to do this activity, or in order to set the best practice, we have to, number one, see from a benchmarking planning team. Form a benchmarking planning team. So first of all, we have to form a team which will set the standards and modalities of the benchmarking. Number two, gather internal and external data. As we have already studied that in environment, we have internal environment plus we have some factors at external environment. So we have to get internal and external data. External data is related to the competitor, society, economic condition, law and order, political situation, culture, socio-cultural factors of the society. Internal environment means the employees, the capability of employees, the amount of investment we can have, the capital, infrastructure and other things. Number three, analyze data to identify performance gaps. So we can see that the quality is at the top and our performance is a bit below. Then we have to see that there is a gap between standard or good quality and between our performance. So we have to analyze these data to understand the gap between the quality and in our performance. After understanding or after analyzing the gap, then we will try to prepare and implement action plan. Then we will try to fill this gap, reduce this gap, and we will implement our plan which we have already made. Okay, and this is the way we can reach from here to here, and we can set a benchmark for our competitors or for others in the society, in the industry. So students, this was all from week number 8. So we will meet again in the summary for the in the summary lecture of week number 9 and onwards. Till then, Khuda Hafiz.